another interesting episode of Labor Lens, where we bring to you updated information in the world of work and pay. I am Sharon Ichason. For the next few weeks, we will be discussing about the plight of workers here in Kaduna State. More than 4,000 local government workers have been sacked. More than 21,000 teachers will be sacked by the state government anytime from now. And we also have some civil service workers also sacked recently in Kaduna State. But before we go on this program, let's take the news. We will be right back.
These are members of the Senior Staff Association of Nigerian Universities, SANU, in the Southwest. They gathered here at the Federal University of Technology, Akure Futa, to demonstrate their anger over uneven allocation of 23 billion naira and allowance released to all the unions in Nigerian universities. SANU is one of the 3 non-teaching staff unions currently on strike over the matter. Armed with placards that bore their message of anger, the leadership of SANU in the Southwest marched around Futa to vent their anger. The National Vice President of SANU Western Zone, Ilesomi Jimo, led the protest. Jimo berated the Nigerian government for allocating 80% of the fund to members of the Academic Staff Union of Universities, ASU, at the expense of 3 other unions.
The cheating and the undermining is further highly amplified in the marginalization of our members in the sharing of the 23 billion naira and allowance that government has just released into the university system. For us, this is injustice of the highest order. Yes. More so when nobody can defend or produce any rationale behind the distribution.
His position was also corroborated by the National Public Relations Officer of SANU, Abdulsabob Abdulsalam, who wants President Muhammadu Buhari to probe allocation of the fund to the unions.
And we are demanding that if the federal government really believes that it is fighting corruption, this 23 billion that was allocated to the university system must be investigated, because as far as we are concerned, that allocation was faulty and it smacks of corruption and stealing.
They insist that the strike will continue until government accedes to their demand.
Following the national strike embarked on recently by the Joint Action Committee of the National Association of the Academic Technologists, the Non-Academic Staff Union of Educational and Allied Institutions, NASU, and the Senior Staff Association of the Nigerian Universities over the non-implementation and continued breach of the federal government university agreement signed in 2009. At a press brief in the Expo Hall of the University of Nigeria, Nsukka, the association rejected the federal government's plan of formula sharing over the 23 billion naira, which was given to ASU, while only 11% was allocated to all the non-teaching staff unions. At the meeting, it was also noted that many universities were not captured in the document. They, however, urged the federal government to honor the agreement signed with the leaders of the union.
This time around, after a lot of protests, 23 billion was released, which was part of the MOU we entered on the 20th when if the 23 billion naira was for all the staff, all the 4 unions, how come that only 11%, 4-point-something billion, was now set aside for non-teaching staff unions in all the public universities, federal universities?
Government has never is in the habit of reneging in its agreement. And I tell you that some of these agreements could, if government is able to do its own bit, like the issue on ground. We are talking of 2009 agreement, 2009. Where are we now? 2017, which is almost running over. Already in 2018, nothing's been open. So, but we're talking of 2009 agreement, which up till now has not been fully implemented.
It all began in June when the Kaduna State government, through the State Universal Basic Education Board, conducted a competence test on primary school teachers, in which more than 50% of the teachers failed, prompting government to resolve to recruit new teachers. When I visited Kaduna State, there was a bit of tension amongst workers on what their fate would be following the government pronouncement and federal government backing of the state government in the imminent sack of more than 21,000 teachers. On this fact-finder mission, I spoke to some affected teachers. Most of them pleaded that their identities be protected. I spoke to Ahmed Musa, not real name. He tells me he has been teaching for more than 12 years with his NCE certificate and bachelor's degree in education. Ahmed faults the education process. According to him, he is a primary 6 teacher, thus he could not have scored less than 80%.
Teachers, primary school teachers in Kaduna State today are stigmatized. They have been subjected to ridicule. Anywhere they go, they have been scorned. The exam has 5 sections, and the exam was over 100. Each section carry 20 marks. Now, from that script of one teacher that was displayed, that the government displayed, it carries something over 15 in one of the sections, which is contrary to the standards of the exams that was given to us that day. Another section from that script that was posted on the Twitter, another one has a score over 25. Then how do you just justify that? That calls for question. That makes us believe that this result was customized.
He recalled some of the questions asked during the competency test.
During the exams, I was asked to identify square. A square is a plane shape that has 4 equal sides. Then I also asked to identify a triangle. A triangle is also a plane shape with 3 sides. These are some of the things I was asked to do.
In an exclusive interview with the Nigerian Labour Congress chairman in Kaduna State, he tells me dead teachers, cleaners wrote the examination. He is of the opinion that the state government should have a rethink on the issue, as many teachers had their names and exam numbers consistent, but credited with different scores.
In the first place, there were so many flaws, there were so many questions, there were so many mistakes. Even the reliability of the test is not there. So I'll have loved a situation where I cannot say we retrace back, cancel this examination, and give it to the people that knows what is test all about. That is the Teachers Registration Council. So that everyone is given a fair sense of hearing and judgment. And at the end of the day, the most important thing is for you to have a competent and a qualified teachers in our classroom, and that will go a long way in raising the standard. A situation where the government is playing franks or playing politics with the life of children that are yet unborn is something that gives us sleepless nights.
I also interviewed the permanent member State Universal Basic Education Bob Subeb in Kaduna State, Shehu Sani. He advised the affected teachers to send their complaints to their various education secretaries. He also explained to TVC why 75% was the pass mark for the competence test.
After the test, after the result has been out, we have not released it out to the public, but it was ready. So we now look at the result, and we agreed that the committee should recommend 60% to be the pass mark. But after we've taken our recommendation to His Excellency, he looked at it and he now said, I will not take the final decision. Develop a memo and take it to the Executive Council. And that was what was done. The Executive Council now looked at the result They looked at the questions set. The questions were drawn from the syllabus of primaries 4, 5, and 6. The Executive Council will say they are expected, these teachers are expected to pass 100%. If there is anything more than 100, I think the teacher should get that. But His Excellency, in his magnanimity, he now said, no, let's bring it down to 75%.
Ahmed Musa, like many other affected, feels bad that he might be out of job anytime from now and prays the government will have a change of heart on the whole issue. For now, his hope hangs in the balance.
The state government decision is wrong. Let us say the truth, the next thing, because a lot of people are suffering in this Kaduna State and Nigeria as a whole. Even though the teacher, according to them, they say a lot of them, they don't know how to speak, they don't know how to write, they don't even know how to train the children in the class. Why you don't give them a lot of education? You said something funny. So, instead of you to terminate them, you study their own, that improve their own intelligence.
As a matter of fact, the man who employs SAC, because whosoever paid the puppet dictated to the puppet. So if they are SAC, nothing wrong. But my view on the SAC is that when you are sacking them, give them their due. And my suggestion is as follows. If you sack 21,000 as they were going, give them their letter and give them 2 million, let them go.
Most of our leaders say they are not qualified. They are not qualified in the base of their education. You will see some people, even the way a consultant in English, you cannot even call it sound English. A leader cannot do that. That is why you are seeing a problem like this. But the way our government is doing our teacher presently is not the best. The situation that we are facing in this government, this is not the right time for them to sack teachers. This is not the right time for the Thai teachers. You can still train those teachers. Train them, give them time. If the other government is not doing it according to what it's telling us, if the other one is not doing, you should come, because you say you come for changing. The changes should be another thing entirely. That changes should be, a sort of training